Yeah.
How did he not necessarily change, but humble himself to what he knew he needed to do, and how here you are, all these years later?
He focuses on the things that are really important, and I think what's important to him is just, like I said earlier, just developing men and finding what's important in life, and blocking out the outside noise and the things that don't matter, because there's a lot of things in today's age that really don't matter, and I think especially with social media and everything, like he really hones in on like the importance of being a good man, and what that takes, honesty, keeping your word, being on like these little things that a lot of people overlook and don't think are important. He hones in on that and the importance of that. I think that's like why we've had a lot of success in the past. We don't always have like the 5-star guys, super talented guys, but we have the right guys, and he definitely emphasizes that and the importance of that. And I think that's why we've done such a great job, not only on like Saturdays and things like that, but just like you see the type of people we've had in this program, and who they were when they got here, and like who they are when they are completely different people, just because they buy into what coach is saying, and it really affects your life after football as a man.
You look at you guys have had adversity every single year, and
Yeah.
you will until he retires, and then everybody else will after that.
Yep.
Yet you look around you, what you just crushed the other day. You look at what's coming in and the adversity that they're facing, which is a completely different level. Yet I kind of use this phrase that Iowa is like the rock that everybody's trying to break themselves against, and because you guys always are the same. And how does that? I mean, how are you to maintain it? Because I remember 2022 when you guys go to Ohio State.
Oh, geez, yeah.
And then even at other times you're dealing with all this stuff, but yet you're there.
Yeah.
You're winning. You tune it all out. It's a special player program to do that.
Absolutely. It takes special people. I truly believe that. And you talk about adversity. Anytime you have adversity, I think it presents opportunities. And, that's kind of what we talk about. If everything was going right in life, you'd be soft, and you don't want it that way, right? You got to be presented with adversity, and things are going to be hard in life. But, you can either, shy away from that, or you can face it head on. And that's kind of the way we approach things. And the things that Coach Ferentz talks about, Coach Barnett talks about, like, don't be a flincher, face things head on, be a man, and the importance of that. And that's the players we have in this program, right? You can shy away from things, but, then you're a coward. And we don't have cowards in this program. I truly believe that, coach to player. It's just the way we do things, Like I said earlier, we don't always have the best, like, players in the country. We never will. That's not who the Iowa Hawkeyes are. But we have the best men, and I truly believe that we have the best leaders. And I'm truly grateful because they've taught me so much and helped me grow. And it's the same thing for everybody that's come here. Just you see the development from where they were to where they are now. I mean, it's been truly a blessing to play here and just learn from them. So
it's funny because I think, I've been around this program way too long, I think at times, but I could put you in a 2008 uniform, or I could bring Brandon Sheriff from a 2013 uniform and put him in today.
Yeah.
And there'd be no difference. I mean, what you're saying, how
Yeah.
you guys act, the way you feel about one another, that kind of steady leadership is, in this era, is there's one person who does that. I mean, that's maybe it's more of a comment than it is a question.
Well, no, absolutely, I agree. I think, like you talked about adversity, I think like we go through a lot of adversity here, and things are hard and it's difficult. From winter strength and conditioning to summer, conditioning, doing the running. It's hard to games. Like Saturdays are hard. It's hard to win in the Big Ten, especially this year. I mean, it's tough, and it's a gauntlet every single week. And just going through that adversity, together, I think that's the most important thing. And that's what builds, people, character, just the way people approach things. And just, adversity is huge for growth and people in a team.
We know how much Iowa stresses the run game, and when you see it kind of come to fruition, like I guess Wisconsin, describe the satisfaction from an offensive line standpoint of seeing all that hard work in the running game that you want to dominate, and it pays off.
Yeah, it feels good. I think our backs do a great job. First of all, finding the hole. They were awesome on Saturday, but I think our biggest thing is always just come off the football fast, and the picture always slows down when you do that. And I thought things were clicking. I think the biggest thing is that we were just playing together on Saturday, and that's the most important thing. When you have all 5 guys working together, communicating, seeing the picture, the blitzes, just talking, like all these little things that some people just don't see. That's what makes things happen on Saturday. And I thought things were definitely clicking for us. We were playing fast, and I think the most exciting part is understanding that there's still so much more room for growth. And you look at the film, there's a lot of things we could have done better, and that for me is the most exciting part about this past Saturday, is just seeing the things that went well, but understanding there's still more out there for us.
Did you know Xavier Williams had that cutback in his back, that 19-yard touchdown run? He hit a cutback. I don't think we've seen that as strong of a cutback. Has he done that in practice?
Oh, absolutely. Just the way he practices. I mean, every single day he brings it. 100%. And it starts on the practice field and the way he approaches things. And he had a great week of practice. All our running backs did, honestly. Just finding hole, attacking the hole. Like all these little things that go unseen. I mean, they're doing it during the week, and that's why when they go out there on a Saturday, they were able to do that. And, it wasn't surprising to me because I've seen them do it in practice. So,
Logan, we've heard Coach Ferentz talk for a long time about complementary football.
Yep.
You've been here long enough to see where it's operating at its peak efficiency.
Yeah.
Was Saturday's game the best complementary football where the defense is creating turnovers and leading the offense that you've seen this year? Does it feel like, all right, we're getting back to what Coach means by complementary football?
I mean, that's a glimpse of what we can do. And I mean, you talk about complementary football, special teams, defense, offense working together. I mean, defense, set the ball up on a tee, and we'd go in there and score. I mean, they got 2 picks from the D-line, which is crazy, to start the game, and then a fumble. That just makes it easy on us, honestly. Anytime you can get 3 turnovers in a game, it's hard for the other team to win, and that presents 3 more opportunities for us to go score. And special teams doing what they got to do, man. I mean, they're always good. But yeah, complementary football. I think that's some of the best, that we've played together in a long time.
I feel like this team too is maybe getting to a point where, all right, starting to turn a corner. We're starting to see what we can be. Not there yet, but we're starting to see it a little bit, and gaining more confidence.
I mean, like I said, there's glimpses of things. We're always showing, when we're doing things right, what we can be right. But at the end of the day, just understanding like ego is the enemy is kind of what we talk about. If we act like we've arrived, we're screwed. So just understanding like, there's still things we do suck at. And if we start to think, just because we had a good game on Saturday, things are going to continue to go well, that's wrong. We got to go play Penn State on Saturday. That's not easy. And that's how every week is in the Big Ten. Like they're going to present a lot of challenges. And just because we had a good game and all this good stuff, there's still things we need to work on. And we see that on film. And during the week is when you get to work on those things. And it's going to be a continual thing throughout the season, right? And the best teams at the end of the year are going to be the ones who continue to improve every single week. And, that's what we're trying to emphasize right now.
Logan, Aaron talked about how he thought he was going to get bullied a little bit by getting tackled by a quarterback at the 1-yard line. Yeah. Has anybody been – have you chirped him a little bit on it?
I have chirped him a little bit. I think he deserves that. If you're a defensive lineman, you get a pick like that and you don't get it in the end zone, you deserve to get chirped. And I think he understands that.
He did say he thought he was in.
He thought he was in, and I don't know if he was, but, they didn't call him in. So, that presents opportunities for me and my teammates to get on him a little bit and let him know that you got to run a little faster or something, because gosh,
have you ever
that's
seen him
the
run
dream.
that fast?
That might be the fastest I've ever seen him run, which is kind of sad because he didn't get in the end zone. He got caught by a quarterback. He's got to unhitch the trailer or something, man. He's living the dream of every fat guy right there. To not get in the end zone, man, it not only hurts him, but it hurts me too. So that was tough.
I appreciate you calling him a fat guy, because I'm like, I really wanted a fat guy touchdown, and I got bullied because they were like, he's not fat, he's just a big guy. I'm like, dude, I'm not making fun of him. He's probably stronger than me since he's 10 years old. That's why you got a scholarship at 14. And let me run something by you. Elliott, I can't take credit. Elliott said that the defensive line should call themselves the Cookie Dough Boys.
That would be good. Yeah, that's what the DBs call themselves, the Dough Boys. So that would be a great name for them. 2 picks in one game by D-line is hard to do. So.
I think Kirk said he's never seen that before.
I don't think I've ever seen it either. That was awesome, man. I love to see that. So that was really cool.
Logan, from that physical